have you ever thought to yourself, is life meaningless? Or maybe a certain thing that you did in life was meaningless. Or maybe it wasn't you who was questioning your meaning, but maybe it was someone else. Maybe it was someone who was close to you who was questioning the meaning of their life. I think that there's come a time for everyone where we've questioned the meaning of something like that. And I want to tell you this, that there are verses in the Bible that say that life is meaningless. And that the things that happen in life are meaningless. Yeah. You'll see what I mean. But you're probably sitting here thinking I'm crazy, and that's blasphemous, and I'm a liar. But I want to show you what it means, and I want to break it down for you guys. So, if you guys could, or you guys don't have to, I can just read it. But I'm going to go into Ecclesiastes 11:8. And this verse says, "However many years one may live, let them enjoy them all. But let them remember the days of darkness, for there will be many. Everything to come is meaningless." And then I'm going to go right into Ecclesiastes 8:14 and read this verse. And it says, "There is something else meaningless that occurs on earth. The righteous who get what the wicked deserve, and the wicked who get what the righteous deserve. This too, I say, is meaningless." And if you haven't connected the dots already, I'm going to do it in a second. But in the book of Ecclesiastes, the teacher who is writing this uses the word meaningless over 40 times. Literally the first verses of this book, he says this. He says, "Meaningless, meaningless," says the teacher. "Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless." So is he saying that life is meaningless? Is that true? I think we all know that that's not true, and I think he does too, and that's why he's writing this. The word meaningless here is not defined how we define meaningless in our day. The word meaningless here is defined the root word, or the Hebrew word hevel. And hevel means a smoke or vapor. It's a metaphor. And it has two different understandings in this book. And the first one is this. It's there, and then it's gone. So start to imagine you're at a campfire and you see just the smoke coming up. It's there, right? And then it fades up and it's gone. It's a temporary thing. And then the second one, an enigma or a paradox. A difficult thing to understand. So the smoke's there, you try to grab it, but you can't grab anything. But it's there, you see it. It's hard to grasp. But there are things in life that will happen that are hard to understand or grasp, just like the teacher's saying. It would make sense that good things would happen to good people and bad things would happen to bad people, but that doesn't always happen. It does sometimes, but that's not always the case. And it can be very confusing when bad things happen to good people. Especially whenever you look in Proverbs and it says this. It says, "No harm comes to the godly, but the wicked have their fill of trouble." And verses like this give off the impression that simply bad things should not happen to righteous or godly people, or even good people. And the book of Proverbs can be mistakenly taken as a book of promises, which is why I feel like a reason for the book of Ecclesiastes to be written. But at the end of Ecclesiastes, the teacher says that life and things that happen in life will not always make sense, and we cannot guarantee the outcome. But he says that the best outcome will come from fearing God and resenting evil, just like what Proverbs says, and trusting the understanding that comes from God. And if there's one thing that I would want you to take from this, and it's also my main point, it's that you were made on purpose for a purpose. And the things that happen in your life are on purpose for a purpose. Life may seem like the smoke. It may disappear into the air magically, because life isn't always promised to us on this earth forever. That is why we need to take every moment and be intentional with it. And then life also may not be easy to understand or grasp. So that's why it's important to always remember that we have the opportunity to use it the best way, and that way is following Jesus, for being righteous, for following his wisdom and not our own, and just just as a reminder, you were made on purpose for it.